Hello everyone, welcome to another digital lecture class 12 business economics. In our last video, we have studied about basics of economics. Today we will learn about the branches of economics. So let's get started. The terms micro and macroeconomics were given by Professor Ragnar Frisch of Norway in 1933. Branches of economics. There are two branches of economics. First is microeconomics and second is macroeconomics. Branches of economics. There are two branches of economics. First is microeconomics and second is macroeconomics. Here word micro it means small, word macro it means large. Children, what is highlighted in the word micro? That is I. Here you can see on the screen that in microeconomics the letter I is highlighted and I stands for individual. So meaning of micro is small. Here discuss about single person, single family, single firm. So in microeconomics, study of individual like study of consumer, study of producer, study of small unit is known as microeconomics. Now macroeconomics. What is highlighted in the word macro? That is A. Here you can see on the screen that in macroeconomics the letter A is highlighted and A stands for aggregate. So meaning of macroeconomics is large. Here discuss about many person, many families, many industries. In macroeconomics talk about the industry of the entire country, talk about the whole economy, income of the all consumers and all producers are included in macroeconomics. Here we will understand microeconomics and macroeconomics with the help of some examples. First example is one piece of cake is micro concept, a complete cake is macro concept. Second example is lesson 1 of the book of economics is micro concept. All lessons of the book of economics are macro concept. Third example is study of one industry is micro concept. Study of all industries of country is macro concept. Now first let's talk about microeconomics. So let's understand the meaning of microeconomics. That what microeconomics is all about. Meaning of microeconomics. The term micro is derived from the Greek word micros which means small. Microeconomics is that part of economic theory which deals with individual units of an economy, knowledge of one person. For example, a sugar industry, a firm, a household, etc. Some examples of microeconomics variables. Variables, it means factors or things to affect. Demand of a commodity, supply of a commodity, income of a consumer, price of the commodity. These are the examples of microeconomic variables. Some examples of microeconomic theory: law of demand, law of supply, determination of consumer equilibrium, determination of producer equilibrium. Now we are taking macroeconomics. So let's understand the meaning of macroeconomics. That what macroeconomics is all about. Meaning of macroeconomics. The term macro is derived from Greek word macros, which means large. Macroeconomics is that part of economic theory which deals with the aggregate units of the economy, knowledge of many person. For example, all firms, all industries, all producing units, etc. Some examples of macroeconomic variables: aggregate demand, aggregate supply, national income, total output. Some examples of macroeconomic theories: determination of equilibrium, level of income, determination of foreign exchange rate, determination of government budget. Now we will discuss about what is the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. What are the things that separate microeconomics from macroeconomics? First point is meaning. In microeconomics, it is the study of individual economic unit of an economy. Here, study of individual economic unit means whenever we will be talking about individual consumer, individual producer, individual firm, it means that we are talking about micro concept. In macroeconomics, it is the study of economy as a whole, means study of all customers, all producers, all firms, and here it is macro concept. Now, second point is tools of analysis, demand and supply. In microeconomics, tools are demand and supply. It means that here demand is related to a consumer. So if we talk about a consumer, so it will be demand. Here supply is related to a producer. So it means that if we talk about a producer, so it will be supply. In macroeconomics, tools are aggregate demand and aggregate supply. It means that here aggregate demand is related to all the consumers of the economy. So if we talk about all the consumers of the economy, so it will be aggregate demand. Here aggregate supply is related to all the producers of the economy. So if we talk about all the producers of the economy, so it will be aggregate supply. Now here third point is nature. It is simple, it is complicated. In microeconomics, we talk about individual units. So nature of microeconomics is simple. But in macroeconomics, we talk about the whole economy. So nature of macroeconomics is complicated. Now here fourth point is relation. In microeconomics, it relates to price analysis. Here price analysis means in microeconomics we talk about price determination of factor of production, price determination of goods and services. So it is related to price analysis. In macroeconomics, it relates to income analysis. Here, income analysis means we talk about the income of the entire country and the employment of the society. So it is related to income. Fifth point is other name. It is also known as price theory. It means that other name of microeconomics is price theory. It is also known as income and employment theory. It means that other name of macroeconomics is income and employment theory. Sixth point is importance. In microeconomics, it is important in analyzing individual problem and individual policy formation, individual problem and individual policy formation means what is the problem related to demand, supply, price, wages and what policy should be there to overcome the problem. So microeconomics is helpful for this. In macroeconomics, it is important in analyzing the national and international problems and policy formation. What is the national and international problem related to aggregate demand, aggregate supply, national income, inflation, deflation, banking, and what policies should be there to overcome the problem. So macroeconomics is helpful for this. Seventh point is founder. Founder, it means promoter. Founder of microeconomics is Adam Smith and founder of macroeconomics is John Maynard Keynes. Eighth point is scope. It has narrow scope, it has wider scope. Microeconomics has a narrow scope because here we study about individual market, and macroeconomics has a wider scope because here we study about national and international market, etc. So today we understood branches of economics and difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. If you have any question related to this topic, write below in the comment section. That's all for today. Thank you very much.